Hi, it's Wednesday night, the 9th of December, and day 343 of my journey to business alignment. And today's Living the Dream experience was exciting to me because of all that I've learned about Ontraport's app so far. As I jumped in on a chat with an Ontraport helper, I was able to concisely ask my questions, and then I knew it would be a little while before the little ding notified me that they had started to answer me back. And so I went on with doing my tasks and didn't have to waste any time. I was actually able to multitask, so to speak, and that's huge for me, and it felt great. This is just one experience of living the dream that I had today. It's so cool. My power statement for this morning said, I will start with the next tasks that are at the top of the list of my to-dos for the day, and once I check that off, I'll go to the next task in line from the top and do it next, and I'll continue doing them one at a time until they're either done or all of them have all shrunk down and I run out of time for the day and aren't able to finish them all. That's the plan. So at the top of the list this morning was the following task. I have to show you here. Here's my Wednesday to-do list, and there's my exciting experience. Got those done, and I had my additional to-do tasks right there. Got all those done today too. My number one most important task today was to set up my second onboarding call for the next available slot, either for today or for tomorrow sometime. That was my hope. My fun task for today was, if there was time for it, to continue doing the descriptions for all the video journal videos in my channel if I had time to get to those. And my exciting task for today was to find where my old videos were hosted in YouTube. I haven't been able to find them, so I wanted to be able to put all those videos that are not video journal videos or video overviews that are in my Living the Dream channel. I want to get them over to their own so that's just the related to my channel videos. Well, those are the three important tasks I had for today. Anyway, let's go ahead and review my end of the day success routine questions first. Get honest with yourself, Marty. What didn't go well today? Or what could you have done better? Did you wake up early and start strong? Check, got that done. Did you start your win the morning, win the day, which is starting your day with power? Cold blast on my face with cold water. I made the bed. I went down and read my win the morning, win the day routine and did all of that. So fun, so great. Starts the day with power. I start strong. I stay strong and I end strong. Were you productive throughout your day? Well, you saw those 2 sheets full of done. Check, check, check. And each of them takes a good considerable amount of time. Did you get the most important things? I did. Did you move your goals forward? Every piece coming through the portal of my mind manifests in the world of the physical through my actions. Did you show up as the person you wanted today? Yes. What about your personal time with Kathleen? It's the middle of the week. It's hump day. Like that camel says, hump day. That's a funny commercial. I was present for her and she was present for me. Next are my end of the day success routine accountability questions. Were you honest with yourself about today's task, Marty? In other words, did you keep your promises that you made to yourself this morning? This is so important to be accountable to yourself. When I got up to my office this morning, I looked over my to-do list, as I do every morning, having set them last night, and try to reprioritize them. And then I look over any additional lists that I have, and I decide what I want to do first. And I promised myself that I would do all that I could to complete all 3 of these important tasks and that exciting list of additional tasks, and then go on and then see if I can find time to do that description. Well, I did all that you saw me wad up except the video journal descriptions. There's so many of them. There's 340 plus. I think I got 44 of them done now. And I decided that I'm going to just set a full day or 2 aside in the future just to focus on getting those done. All in all, I kept my promise that I made to myself this morning. So, bam! Way to go, Marty. Done. The next question is, what movies did you watch during your mindful time today, Marty? Did you make time for them? And were there any new instant pre-play movies that called up onto the screen of your mind? Well, every morning during my mindfulness time, I watch my must-see TV favorite 5 movies. And what are those? My why, my vision, coaching, interviews of business owners, and my mastermind. I review all that. That's so fun to see that in my head. Then if there's time, if I want to take the time, I check to see if there's any instant pre-play movies that comes into my mind as I am pondering and meditating. Well, this morning I imagined being on a Zoom call with an Ontraport tech who helped me set up my product landing pages in the past, and I needed him to help me learn how to protect my videos. And when I went to set the call up for this morning for my second onboarding call, the only time that was available was at 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, and so I booked it on the spot. I'm so excited to have that call. My next question is, what's the one thing that would make all the difference going forward? What one thing can I do better tomorrow? Even if the day goes sideways getting it done, what would I do even to feel successful about that? Well, staying focused on finishing the remaining Ontoport tasks that need to get integrated into my website is the most important thing. I'm so close, so close. Every day now I'm focused on doing just that until I can take the site live. And I'm doing all I can not to get distracted. So I decided for tomorrow's power statement, I'm going to just repeat the same one I had for this morning. Here's what it said. I will start and finish the next tasks that are at the top of my Ontoport to-do list for today. And once I check that one off, I will go to the next task in line at the top. And I'll continue doing this one at a time until I'm either done with the list or until I run out of time for the day. The next question of my end of the day success routine is to ask myself, were there any mistakes or failures that you may have made today, Marty, that you can turn into a tool of success going forward? Well, not only was there no failures or mistakes today, I actually stumbled onto where my old videos were. It was incredible. That law of attraction, they were in an old channel that I had set up many years ago, up under the name of True North Business Development, my parent company, and my marty.braden@gmail.com email address. When I was trying to set up all my social media accounts, so that I had the links to provide to Fahad to link them up to my webpage icons on the bottom of each of one of my web pages. When I was in YouTube trying to look up for that, the True North Business Development channel popped in, so I clicked it, and there were my old videos, a ton of them. That was such a living the dream experience for sure. So cool. The next question is, what was your biggest success today, Marty? In other words, what did you do well today? Well, my biggest success today was finding the old channel with all my old videos in there for sure, because I've been worrying about that for months. And I was able to set up my last onboarding call for tomorrow and not have to put it off later in the month. That's so exciting to me. My end of the day success routine question asked me to rate my day's effort. I decided to give today's effort a 10. I worked at the speed of 10 all day today, and I was able to get everything done that I wanted to get done today before I ran out of time. Check! Okay, I want to end the day strong today. Here's what I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for the principle that says a well-rounded life is one that includes an effort to grow in 4 main areas of a good life: social goals, intellectual goals, physical goals, and spiritual goals. Physical goals include those things that relate to your own growth physically. How would you like to improve your physical body? How would you like to improve your mental and intellectual mind development? How would you like to improve your social development, your social experiences with friends and new friends and making friends? And how would you like to improve your spiritual health? For example, would you like to learn a new language, lose 50 pounds, meet several new friends this year, or maybe take a class or two on the mind and how it works, what consciousness is, etc., etc. These and so many more goals are all waiting for us to simply make a decision to take them on and set them as our goals for the year. Period. They're just a decision away. These principles lead to the next things I'm grateful for, which is the law of accountability, which says it is the processes, norms, and structures that hold us responsible for our promised actions and that impose sanctions upon us if and when we violate this law of accountability. Once we have our list of goals that we are excited about for each of these important areas of our lives, we then need to set a timeline to which we will hold ourselves accountable for achieving them. This is giving ourselves a time frame from which we will operate. Again, goals are dreams with a deadline. A vision is a visualized instant pre-play movie or movies that includes all of these dreams as though we are enjoying them right now and living in a life in the future experience as though we have them and have achieved them right now. Riding the bike, going for the walks, taking the trips, getting the home paid for, living though it is right now. And that leads me to the next thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for James Clear, who said, goals are useful for setting our direction. Systems are great for actually making progress towards those goals and taking us in that direction. In fact, the primary benefit of having a goal is that it tells us and tells you and me what sort of system we need to put in place to achieve those goals. However, the system itself is what actually achieves the results we imagined and hoped for. the system itself. And that's what I'm talking about, this 12 sequential steps to achieving and launching a successful business. The greatest barriers to achieving our goals are the other goals we already have. Let me repeat that. The greatest barriers to achieving our goals are the other goals we already have. In other words, our goals are competing one with another, right? For our time and for our focused attention. Whenever we chase a new goal, we pull our focus and energy from the other pursuits we've desired or are desiring to have. The fastest way to make progress on our goals is to simply press pause on our less important ones and focus on one goal at a time. After having prioritized those we want to achieve first, sometimes we just need to recognize your priorities a little bit. When we do this, suddenly, progress comes much more quickly because we're now fully committed to a single goal that was only getting moderate attention before. This is an important insight, don't you think? Typically, when we fail to reach our goals, we think something was wrong with our goals, our approach, or even with ourselves. Can you imagine that? However, we just need to think bigger. We just need to pick a dream that is so big, it will motivate us every day to get after it. What often looks like a problem of goal setting is actually a problem of goal selection. What we really need is not bigger goals, but better focus. We just need to choose one thing and ruthlessly eliminate everything else for the time being. In other words, and it's in the words of Seth Godin, who's one of the authors of an article that I included in my Living the Dream Coaching Step Lesson 1's worksheets, wherein he said, you don't need more time, you just need to decide. Our lives are like rose bushes. As a rose bush grows, it creates more buds than it can sustain. If you talk to most experienced gardeners, they will tell you that rose bushes need to be pruned to bring out the best in both their appearance and their performance. In other words, if you want a rose bush to thrive, you need to cut away some of the good buds so that the great ones can fully blossom. Our goals are similar. They need to be consistently pruned and trimmed down. It's natural for new goals to come into our lives and get excited about such new opportunities, just like it's natural for a rose bush to add new buds. But if we can muster the courage to prune away a few of our goals, like I said, for the time being, we create the space we need for the remaining goals to fully blossom. Full growth and optimal living, even in the human experience, requires pruning. I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Of course, you know I'll be right back here at my laptop, sharing my heartfelt feelings, doing my video journal entries. But until then, I wish you continued success. Good night.